All right, everyone, welcome back to my car because that is where we are. This is the recap video for the semifinals of the 2024 League of Legends World Championships. If you're looking for finals predictions, that will be another video probably uploaded around the same time as this one, but make sure you stick around for this one so you can hear me make fun of all the teams that lost. So let's get right into these recaps. On Saturday, we had Weibo Gaming versus Billy Gaming, a rematch of last year, and it did not go the way Weibo would have wanted. At all, exactly as I predicted. This was a 3-0 from BLG. You know, at least when I got one of these right, and since it was perfect, I feel like that should count for a little more. Just saying. But, so let's get into it. Expected outcome, obviously. There were some close moments. Like, Weibo Gaming had some leads, obviously. They looked pretty strong at points, especially game one. I would say they really, had a hold on that game to a certain point. But, man, BLG just really brought it to them. And I'm not going to lie, any team that wants to give Jack Skarner to the bin team 3 games in a row, you probably deserve to lose, to be honest. Like, that's just crazy drafting, just horrible. Speaking of horrible drafting, there was an Elise on my screen for the first time at Worlds since, 2020, and I just hate seeing that champion. Like, Nidalee's only acceptable when Canyon plays it, in my opinion. Like, these champs they're just not it. Like, I don't know, the Elise Skarner trade is not one I'd be willing to make personally. But hey, I'm not at the World Championships, so what can I say? Weibo Gaming really single-handedly dropping that Yone win rate. Xiaohu, he was up for murdering LNG, but he went right back to sleep to play this series. He did not look good at all. Just really looked confused on the Yone, to be honest, at certain times. Just not what you'd want to see from such a powerful pick. Shout out to Light and Breathe. They performed quite well in this series overall, but it just really wasn't enough. BLG just looked so good. Knight was taking heads off, especially that Akali game, and Jun was really coming into his own and kind of giving an extra fire and really showing why BLG is a scary team. And at the beginning of this tournament, you could have said probably the tournament favorites. They've really come into form in terms of that. Yeah, honestly, I still just can't believe that Skarner's through 3 games in a row. Never mind the Jacks. The Skarner is just a really too good of a champion to let that happen on. It's just gross. Bin's even playing River Jacks in game 3, and they're still winning. Just overall so dominant from BLG. I mean, I have it written here as Zhao, who doesn't even know what Yone E does. He used it like it was an escape tool at certain times. I can remember around near that tier 2 and bottom lane, blue side, just looked kind of icky. Got here, Knights Akali was also, again, looking really scary. Talk about this in the final video. I think that might be a contested pick after what we saw from T1. At least one seed 1 can make the finals. Haha. BLG looks in form. They've completely turned it around, in my opinion. They're terrifying roster, looking like they're firing on all cylinders. And I'm not going to lie, from the kind of the discourse of this series is that a lot of people didn't see this coming, but I felt like last year was such a flash in the pan series for Weibo, especially because the Shy just had a generational series, literally just looked so good. Couldn't do that in finals, of course, because why would you do that in finals? But yeah. Anyways, it just really looked like BLG was the better team everywhere. It is not that Breathe played bad, but the Shy is a solo carry type player, so I really did expect a result like this. I was surprised that the games were even contested at certain points, to be honest. But yeah, BLG showing they know how to win even when they're not in the driver's seat. Game 1 especially shows that, kind of making that lethality Varus work, even in a game where it was slightly getting outscaled. Matt Callisto was really ahead, excuse me, in that game. But again, shout out before moving on to Light. He played quite well, just not much he could do. I cannot believe we're not getting Chovy in the finals, though. Man, they would have been so hype. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's get into that next series. T1 versus Gen G. Before anything else, LEHENDS, you dirty, disgusting, vile, sellout, embarrassing Inter. You were literally a walking gromp for the enemy team. How in the name of God are we fucking up Leona QE combo on dives? You need to learn English, buddy. This is reputation-destroying stuff he showed in these last 2 series. Chovy might be paid well enough to send people after you, man. I'm joking. I would truly look out. Joking again. in 3 losses, you died 19 times. Shame is what I wrote about LEHENDS. Just to get that out of the way, because, oh my God, awful. He was like a roaming Gromp. Truly, like, just looked terrible in this series. Cannot believe that Delight was killed for this. Terrible. Anyways, Genji's once again making sure to keep Korea's population on a decline. Let's be honest here. Like, welcome back Minnesota Vikings of League of Legends. Or maybe Cleveland. Genji should relocate to Cleveland, honestly. They'd be a good fit there. I feel like they could use that. Shout out Cleveland for being depressing. Anyway, I mean, Genji did show what they could show in Game 2. Game 2 Genji is like a Worlds winning team to me. That is the best team at the tournament, was that flash of Genji. Just complete dominance, running the game over from the start. Macro nuclear bombs everywhere. Like, I don't know, the other 3 games, they just couldn't quite do it. They really got beat at their own game. It looks like they were just stiff on the macro, like clearly getting outmaneuvered in other situations. It just, I don't know, T1 just looked like they switched nameplates almost, not to take anything from T1. Because congrats to them, 3 years in a row. Like, this roster makes finals 3 years in a row. Welcome back, New England Patriots. And Tom Brady as possessed Faker, apparently. But yeah, T1 has stepped up so much at this World Championships, like they always do, apparently. They're completely different here. Like, this was the team losing BO5s to DK 2 months ago, and now they're in the World Finals again. Unbelievable stuff from them. Complete kudos. They're monsters. Chovy is, at this point, may never live down the choker allegations. If he keeps trying to do the super team thing, it clearly just isn't going to be working for him. Like, by all accounts, this is an unacceptable loss. 10 series in a row against T1, and you drop the most important one in, like, pretty sad fashion, to be honest. That's tough. But before we move on, shout out to the T1 guinea pigs. Shout out to those who know they know. This was a great drafting series by T1. I think getting that read from the FlyQuest series to ban that Smolder was amazing. I think that could have been something that won Genji games solo, because it really plays to that style of, that's awesome, that style that Chovy has to just farm and be, like, not punished for just farming the whole game. So yeah, see if I can get those lights back on for real. Cool. But yeah, like I said, completely shutting that strategy out. I like it a lot. Learned it from the FlyQuest series, so FlyQuest obviously lives on and gets a world skin no matter what, I think. But yeah, Genji really made sure to break as many people's hearts as possible. That Game 4 was just, I mean, it was sad to watch going in, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, they want to fight. It's happening. And then it wasn't, because they just, shades of 2017 Samsung Galaxy in the mid lane, caught Faker out, but yeah, they just lost the fight, probably because there wasn't, double Ardent Sensor, ridiculous 5 million HP shields for the people who engaged. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, just to double choke in that game is so brutal. I said it would take a choke job for Genji to lose, and they did. This is textbook choke. There's nothing you can say that, like, this is just simply unacceptable. Again, even the non-LEHENDS players didn't show much of anything impressive outside of the Game 2 stomp, like, just really kind of looked flat. God, I hate that grasp Ari shit. Like, bro, I get it. You, like, enjoy the little procs, but, dude, you need to do some damage. I'm sorry, I just hate that. Even if it wasn't a problem, I just hate that. That's just gross. Like, this pro play, your mild lane advantage like that, you wasn't even, like, out farming Faker in this series at all. It did not. Ugh. Sorry, I'm a little triggered by some of this stuff, I won't lie. Here's another thing. Kind of felt like nameplates were flipped. Like, I would have thought the nameplates were flipped from watching that series. Just all of a sudden, Genji just couldn't macro. They just completely pooped their pants all over the stage, because men poop on the Rift. Shout out. T1 just seems to never drop below a certain level at the World Championships. You always have to be consistently better than them at all times to win, and Genji just couldn't do it. They were better in moments, but anytime T1 had any advantages, it just felt like they were so confident they knew exactly what to do with it, like a good team should. Sorry for all the yawning. Just happens. What can I say? I'm tired. Again, great series from T1. Faker looking awesome in this series. Shout out to that mid fight. If you haven't seen the the Pro View replay of that duel between him and him on the Silas against the Ari. That was crazy. Even if he like got his flash blown, that was just awesome to watch. He just looked so good. Carey looked great. T1 Pike would be awesome, though I don't think they should pick Pike against BLG at all. I think that would be a horrible mistake. Yeah. Chovy, I have it written here, Chovy would have been a great farmer since for some reason he just wants to do that and get grass procs instead of being useful on Ari for some reason. Yeah, can you tell I hated that? I don't know, man. If T1 wins, though, moving on from just hate, I think this is probably the greatest roster ever assembled, you have to say. It's already arguably the best roster. It's just 2 Worlds Finals losses would kind of damper that, especially with one being to DRX, you'd have to say. Though that was a great series, but they probably should have won that one, let's be honest. Gumayushi consistency should be studied. Like, this guy just really never looks bad, even when the team isn't doing good. Like, he's not the one making it ugly, ever. Faker's been in 50% of the World Finals at this point, and not counting this one because he hasn't played yet, he's won 2/3 of them. That's complete insanity, and I absolutely cannot believe that delight for LEHENDS is a reality that I live in after watching this series. Well played, T1. Well played. So yeah, that's kind of my just general reaction. No game breakdowns or anything, just how I feel. Look out for that finals prediction video, which I'm going to record probably right after this, to be honest. It's going to be a long one. And yeah, see you at the finals. Hope you all enjoy. Hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe, like, give me thousands of dollars via Bitcoin if you want. Come give me a check in my car. Like, just, knock on the window, give me some money. I'll take anything, really. So yeah, see you in the prediction video. Have a great night.